Yeah, today we are going to revise some important areas of chemical bonding. Okay, in this we have what now important theory, molecular orbital theory, right? Molecular orbital theory. So according to this molecular orbital theory, according to molecular orbital theory, when atomic orbitals of two atoms combine with each other, we get same number of molecular orbitals. If we take now nitrogen molecule is formed by the combination of how many atoms? Two atoms. Okay, so here we get what now here configuration for nitrogen molecule. How many electrons here? 14 electrons are there. How to write electronic configuration? Sigma 1s2 sigma star 1s2 sigma 2s2 sigma star 2s2. After this we get what now? Pi 2px equals to pi 2py. Then we fill sigma 2pz, again pi star 2px equals to pi star 2py, pi star 2py. After this, lastly what we fill? Sigma star 2pz. So this is our order of what now? Energies. Order of energies of orbitals. According to Aufbau principle, first lower energy orbital is to be filled. Lower energy orbital is filled with electrons, then we fill higher energy orbitals. Is that clear? So here any S will contain what? Maximum 2 electrons here. Here this Px also contains 2 electrons. Py also contains 2 electrons. How to fill here? When degenerate orbitals are filled with electrons, we have to follow Hund's rule of maximum multiplicity. Hund's rule of maximum multiplicity. Here 14 electrons we are filling now. Here 2 plus 2 plus 2, 4, 8 electrons already finished here. After 8 electrons completed, now 9th electron, 10th electron, 11th electron, 12th electron. So like this now 12 electrons completed. Then sigma 2pz. Now here in each molecular orbital, how many nodal planes are there? We have to understand here. Nodal planes. Nodal planes means what? The plane with 0 electron density. The plane with 0 electron density is called what? Nodal plane. In this now here, this is what now here? Sigma BMO. Sigma BMO. Sigma BMO means what now? Bonding molecular orbital. So it is what now here? Sigma BMO. Just wait. Yeah. So it is what now here? Sigma BMO, bonding molecular orbital. It is what now here? Sigma star bonding molecular orbital. It is what again? Sigma bonding molecular orbital. It is what? Sigma star bonding molecular orbital. After this, this one is what now? Pi bonding molecular orbital, BMO. A star is not there. When star is not there, it is called what? Bonding molecular orbital. What is this now here? It is called what now? Pi star anti-bonding molecular orbital. It is the anti-bonding. Yes, star is there means it is anti-bonding molecular orbital. So it is what? Sigma star anti-bonding molecular orbital. It is sigma bonding molecular orbital. Here it is pi bonding molecular orbital. Here pi star anti-bonding molecular orbital. And it is what now again? Sigma star anti-bonding molecular orbital. Sigma star anti-bonding molecular orbital. In each type, how many nodal planes are present is to be understood here. Nodal planes. Is that clear? Let's take the screenshot of this. Yeah. So now number of nodal planes we have to understand. So any sigma BMO, if you take example, what now here? Sigma 1s, sigma 2s, and sigma 2pz. So these are what now here? Sigma BMO. So any sigma BMO, okay, sigma BMO has no nodal planes. So what do you mean by nodal plane? 0 electron density planes. The plane with 0 electron density. The plane with what? 0 electron density is called what? Nodal plane. So how many nodal planes in sigma BMO in sigma 1s, sigma 2s, sigma what here? 2pz in all these cases, 0 nodal planes, no nodal planes in this. And if you take now second case, if you take now here sigma star, so sigma star BM antibonding molecular orbital, antibonding molecular orbital. Okay, sigma star antibonding molecular orbital. What are the examples here? Sigma star 1s, sigma star 2s, sigma star 2pz. These all are what now here? Anti-bonding molecular orbital, but sigma anti-bonding molecular orbital. So the sigma ABMO and pi BMO, pi BMO. So pi BMO means what now here? Example what? Pi 2px, pi 2px, pi 2py. Okay, these two here. So pi 2px, pi 2py. They are what now here? Pi BMO. So the pi BMO and sigma star ABMO. These two types have one nodal plane. How many nodal planes here? One nodal plane in each. One nodal plane in each molecular orbital. So in each molecular orbital, how many nodal planes will be present here? One nodal plane will be present. One nodal plane is present in pi BMOs and sigma star antibonding molecular orbitals. So the number of nodal planes will be asked here. That is important. Let's take the screenshot of these two. Next one, pi star. Next what now? Pi star ABMO, antibonding molecular orbitals. Example what? Pi star 2px, pi star 2px and pi star 2pz. Pi star 2px, pi star 2pz. Okay, sir, 2py. Pi star 2py. So these two also what now here? These two are what now? Antibonding. So pi star 2px and pi star 2py are what? Antibonding molecular orbitals. So here also what now here? Pi star antibonding molecular orbitals. So each of these will have what now? Two nodal planes. So pi ABMO has what now? Two nodal planes. How many nodal planes here? Two nodal planes. So the number of nodal planes we should not confuse here. So pi star ABMO will have two nodal planes in each. Okay, and pi BMO will have one nodal plane. Sigma star ABMO will have one nodal plane. Sigma BMO will have no nodal planes, zero nodal planes here. So the number of nodal planes is important concept. Okay. Yeah, take the screenshot of this. Yeah. So next important concept is that now when you are calculating what now here, suppose you take oxygen type O2. O2 has how many electrons? 16 electrons. For this, what we take now here, configuration K means what here? Sigma 1s to sigma star 1s2. After this, we take sigma 2s to sigma star 2s2. Sigma star 2s2. After this, what will be there? Sigma 2pz. Sigma 2pz will be written. After this, we write what now? Pi 2px equals to pi 2py. Pi 2px equals to what now? Pi 2py. Is that clear? So after this, what we write now? Again, pi star 2px equals to pi star 2py. These two are degenerate orbitals. These two also degenerate orbitals. After this, last is sigma star 2pz. Sigma star 2pz. So in this case now here, how many electrons? 16 electrons we have distributed now. Here up to this 8 electrons finished. Here 9, 10, then 11, 12, 13, 14. 14 electrons filled. After that, 15th electron, 16th electron. 15th electron and 16th electron. Is that clear? So now in this case, what we have to understand is that what is bond order, how to calculate bond order. bond order of any species. First we have to write molecular orbital electronic configuration. After that we will calculate what now? Bond order. Bond order is given by formula what? Half of NB minus NA. Okay, so half of NB minus what? Na. So number of electrons in BMO minus number of electrons in ABMO divided by 2 will give what? Bond order. Now in this case, tell me how many electrons in BMO. Here it is what now? Here it is all BMO. Whatever I underline BMO. Here BMO, 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 BMO. Here it is antibonding of these two, antibonding. So ABMO. Now here BMO, how many electrons? 2 electrons here, 2, 4, 4 plus 2, 6, 6 plus 4, 10 electrons here. So 10 electrons in BMO minus how many electrons in antibonding here? Antibonding 2 plus 2, 4, 4 plus 2. Okay, so totally how many electrons there here? In this 2 electrons there. In this antibonding 2 electrons, 4. 4 and here how many electrons totally here? 2. So 6 electrons there. How many electrons more? 6 electrons. So now here 10 minus 6, 4, 4 by 2, that is 2. So bond order is 2 indicates what now here between oxygen and oxygen atoms, how many bonds will be present? 2 bonds. Bond order is 2, indicating what here? The presence of 2 bonds between 2 oxygen atoms. Is that clear now? So the bond order should be calculated like this. And now here, whether it is paramagnetic or diamagnetic, how to calculate? Here, in each orbital of 5 star ABMO, here only 1 electron is there, na? Only 1 electron is there. If only 1 electron is present, that is what? Paramagnetic. What is that here? Behavior what? Paramagnetic. Paramagnetic in nature. Paramagnetic in nature. Okay. Next one, what now? Is it what here? What here? Colorless or colorful? It is slightly colored here. Here, color is due to what now here? Paramagnetic behavior. And is it stable species or unstable? It is stable because bond order is there now here. Stable species. Whenever bond order is more than one or more than one, that will be stable species only. This exists in the nature. So O2 molecule exists in the nature and it is stable. And the paramagnetic behavior of oxygen can be explained only by which theory? Molecular orbital theory. Only molecular orbital theory can explain what? The paramagnetic behavior of oxygen. And is it low spin or high spin species? Here, whenever unpaired electron is present, that will be paramagnetic and also high spin. So high spin species. O2 is what now? High spin or low spin? High spin. This high spin is due to what? Unpaired electrons. Due to unpaired electrons. The point given. Take the screenshot now once. Okay. So next. Now see. Suppose you take H2 plus and H2 minus. H2 plus and H2 minus. Okay, between H2 plus and H2 minus, which is less stable? H2 minus is slightly less stable. Here. H2 minus is what here? Is slightly less stable than what, ma? Than H2 plus. Than H2 plus, it is slightly less stable. Why this is less stable? We have to understand. Here, how many electrons are there in H2 plus? H2 means 2 electrons. Plus 1 means 1 electron lost. So only 1 electron is present. In H2 minus, how many electrons there? H2 molecule has 2 electrons and minus 1 indicating what? 1 electron gained from outside. So 1 electron gained and already 2 electrons there here. So 3 electrons are present in H2 minus. Now H2 plus, how to write electronic configuration, molecular orbital configuration? Sigma 1s1. What is for H2 plus? Sigma 1s1. And for H2 minus what? 3 electrons we have distributed now. Sigma 1s 2 electrons. Sigma star 1s 1 electron. Sigma star 1s 1 electron. So sigma 1s 2 electrons. Sigma star 1s 1 electron is there here. Now tell me how to calculate bond order here. Bond order is equal to half into NB. NB means what now? Number of electrons in bonding molecular orbital. NB means what here? Number of electrons in bonding molecular orbital minus number of electrons in anti-bonding molecular orbital. So in this case, what now? Half of here. How many BMO electrons? One electron minus any ABMO electrons here? No, 0. So 1 by 2 is what now? 0.5. Okay, bond order is what now here? 1 by 2. Now in this case, calculate here bond order. Bond order is equal to half into NB. How much? Bonding molecular orbitals 2 minus ABMO anti-bonding how many electrons? 1. So 2 minus 1. Okay, so here 2 minus 1, 1. 1 by 2 again what? 0.5. Again what now? 1 by 2 only. In both cases, how much it is now? 1 by 2 only. Okay, bond order is same. Though bond order is same here, H2 minus is somewhat lesser stable than what now H2 plus. The reason what now in H2 plus species, one electron is present in ABMO. One electron is in anti-bonding molecular orbital. As electron is present in anti-bonding molecular orbital here, it will be somewhat less stable. If electron is present in anti-bonding molecular orbital, more repulsion will be there, more energy will be there, less stability will be there. Okay. So if electron is in anti-bonding molecular orbital, whenever electrons are more in anti-bonding molecular orbital, more repulsion will be there. If repulsion is greater, energy will be greater. Whenever energy is greater, stability will be lesser. That's why H2 minus will be lesser in stability than what now here, H2 plus. Though the bond order is same here. So the bond order is same. The same. Let's take the screenshot now. Yeah. So now next case is that suppose you take now here H2, B2 and Li2. H2, B2 and Li2. So in all these cases here, bond order will be 1 only. Bond order is 1. For all the 3 species, what is the bond order? Bond order is equal to 1. In all these 3 cases, bond order is 1 here. Though bond order is 1 here, what we have to understand, the stability order we have to check. Here, stability order. Stability order. The stability order of these 3 species will be like this here. H2 more stable than B2. B2 is more stable than Li2. Okay. So in this case also what we have to understand, this also can be explained on the basis of what? Their bond lengths and the number of electrons present in BMO and ABMO. Number of electrons present in BMO and ABMO we have to check. So after checking the number of electrons in BMO, ABMO, if ABMO electrons are greater, stability will be lesser. Number of electrons in ABMO greater, suppose the stability will be lesser. When bond order is same, we have to check what now? The number of electrons present in ABMO. More the number of electrons in ABMO, more electrons in ABMO, then what we have to understand? More repulsion. More repulsions. More repulsions indicates what here? More energy. More repulsions indicates what? More energy. If energy is greater, what happens now? Less stability. Less stability. So this way we have to understand which is more stable than which one in molecular orbital configuration. And the specialty of this one is that generally here H2, if you take H single bond H, one bond is there between 2 hydrogen atoms. Bond order is 1 here. Bond order 1 indicates what here? 1 electron is present in what? Between 2 atoms. This one bond is what now here? Sigma bond, remember. Which bond it is? Sigma bond. Here in B2 molecule, between B and B, one bond is there a single bond. This one is pi bond, remember. Pi bond. Generally, if sigma bond, if one bond is present between 2 atoms, that one bond must be what? Always sigma bond. But in case of only B2 molecule, if single bond is between two boron atoms here, the single bond must be what now here? Pi bond. Here, because the electrons from pi orbitals are involved here. The electrons from pi orbitals are involved. Okay, the 2px, pi 2px and pi 2py. Pi 2px one electron, pi 2py one electron will be there. That electrons will be responsible for pi bond formation in this case. So the single bond between two boron atoms in B2 molecule will be pi bond. Okay, this exceptional case we have to take the screenshot now. Next, if you take now C2 molecule, which molecule ma? C2 molecule. In case of C2 molecule, no? C2 molecule. In case of C2 molecule, bond order is what? 2 here. What is the bond order of C2 molecule? 2. That means between two carbons, how many bonds must be there? 2 bonds must be present here. The 2 bonds here are what now? Pi bonds only. Both are pi bonds. Both the bonds between the two carbon atoms are what? Pi bonds only. So this is pi bond, this is pi bond. Generally, when double bond is present, one sigma and one pi bond will be there. Suppose you take O double bond O. In this case, one sigma bond will be there, one pi bond will be there. But in case of carbon molecule, C2 molecule, both the bonds present between two carbon atoms will be what now? Pi bonds. In this case, also the electrons from pi 2px and pi 2py orbitals will be involved in bond formation. The bond formation, pi 2px electrons, pi 2py electrons will be involved in formation of bond. That's why these two bonds will be what now here? Pi bonds only. No sigma bond here between two carbons. So this case also we have to understand. Take the screenshot now. Yeah. So now if you take now nitrogen species, N2 species, nitrogen molecular species, if you take now here, the stability order, the stability order should be taken like this here. So N2 more stable, N2 is more stable, N2 is more stable than N2 plus, N2 plus, and N2 plus is equal to N2 minus. N2 plus is equal to what now? N2 minus. And this will be greater than what now here? N2 minus 2. N2 minus 2. Now in this case, the bond orders we have to check. What we have to check now here? Bond orders. Now bond order of N2 is what now? 3. Bond order of N2 is what? 3. And here 2.5. For this what will be there? 2.5. 2.5 means what? 2.5 bond order. The bond order can be fractional also. Okay. Next one. Here also 2.5. Here also 2.5 bond order. In this case, bond order is 2. Bond order is 2. So greater the bond order, greater is stability. So now here, more the bond order, greater is bond dissociation energy. BDE means what? Bond dissociation energy will be greater. Greater is bond dissociation energy. And also greater is stability. So stability also is greater if bond order is greater. Is that clear, ma? So more the bond order, greater is the bond dissociation enthalpy, greater is the stability, and also lesser is what now here? Stability is greater, and shorter is the bond length. Shorter is bond length. The bond length will be shorter. Now, if you are asked to write bond order length, this one. Bond order is greater, more bond stability. But if you are asked about the order of bond length, here bond order is least here, then bond length will be highest here. bond length will be highest. So for this N2 species, okay, lowest bond order in the given species, lowest bond order, and highest or longest bond length. Longest bond length. So bond length is greater here. Bond length is greater, but what? The bond order is less here. Is the concept clear, ma? So it is stability order of what now? Nitrogen molecular species. Take the screenshot. The next now, molecular species of oxygen. Oxygen, molecular species. Molecular species of oxygen. In this case now here again, stability order. Stability order. So the bond lengths and stabilities will be different. You have to remember, means we have to concentrate what is asked there. Stability order or bond length order. What is asked, we have to check it. Okay. So when you are asked about stability here, the O2 plus. O2 plus has more stability than what? O2. O2 has more stability than O2 minus. O2 minus has more stability than O2 minus 2. Okay. So if bond length is asked, it will be reverse. O2 minus 2 only will have highest bond length. But here asked about what now? Bond stability, bond order strength, bond order. We have to check. So the bond length will be different from bond order. We are writing about stability. Stability means what now here? Bond order. So stability of any species is directly proportional to bond order. Stability is directly proportional to what more? Bond order. We have to take bond order highest. More the bond order, more will be stable. Okay. Now bond orders what now here? In this case, O2 minus 2 will have bond order 1. Bond order 1. And O2 minus will be having 1.5. 1.5 bond order. And it will be having 2. 2.0 means what? 2. Bond order 2 here. And 2.5 for O2 plus. O2 plus has what? 2.5. So 2.5 to 1.5, 1. These are what here bond orders. So more the bond order, greater will be stability. So stability order and bond length order we have to take. It is about stability order. And what is the order of bond length? Order of bond length is what now? Tell me. O2 minus 2 greater than O2 minus greater than O2 greater than O2 plus. Is that clear, man? So it's about what now here? The bond length and bond stability order. Let's take the screenshot, man. Is that clear, man? So bond order and bond stability, bond length, what is asked clearly we have to understand. Okay. And among all these things here, among all the species of oxygen, only diamagnetic species is what? O2 minus 2. O2 minus 2 is only diamagnetic. Diamagnetic meaning what, ma? Repelled by magnets or attracted by magnets? Repelled by magnets. So it is diamagnetic. Diamagnetic species. Remaining all are what now here? Magnetic, paramagnetic species. Remaining 3 are paramagnetic. Only this one is diamagnetic. O2 minus 2 is what now? Diamagnetic species. Because all electrons are paired here. All electrons are paired in this species. That point we have to understand. I take the screen already completed now. Next one here. Another important concept what we have to understand is that suppose you are taken what now here. Suppose we have taken H2O. According to VSC, PR. H2O is there. In this H2O, structure what now here? OH bonds 2 will be there, and oxygen has 2 lone pairs. Oxygen has 2 lone pairs and 2 bond pairs there. 2 bond pairs and 2 lone pairs. Is that clear? So in this case now here, 2 lone pairs are present, 2 bond pairs. Total number of lone pairs how many? Total number of lone pairs 2. Total number of bond pairs also 2 here. Any lone pairs present on the surrounding atoms here? Any lone pairs present on the hydrogen? No. Hydrogen has only 1 electron. That 1 electron is already given here. So no lone pairs on this hydrogen. And if you take now here, suppose here you take SnCl. SnCl. In case of SnCl2, here Cl, here Cl, right? Now here, this tin has what now 4 valence electrons. The tin has what now here 4 valence electrons. It is group 14 now. Group 14 means what? 4 valence electrons. 4 valence electrons there. When 4 valence electrons are there, the tin gives 1 electron here and 1 electron in this case. Here 1 electron. Now remaining how many electrons there now? Still 2 electrons there. The 2 electrons will be in the form of 1 electron pair. Okay, in this case 2 electrons present here. And now here what happens is that the 2 electrons here means in the form of 1 lone pair. Here 2 electrons given in the 2 bonds. Now this chlorine also gives 1 electron. This chlorine gives 1 electron. How many bond pairs now? 2 bond pairs. How many lone pairs? 1 lone pair. On what? Central atom now here. On central atom. But if you observe this chlorine, the chlorine has how many valence electrons totally? Chlorine has 7 valence electrons. Chlorine is what now here? Chlorine is group 17. Group 17 element means what? 7 valence electrons in chlorine atom. When 7 valence electrons are there in chlorine atom, here chlorine has given 1 electron. So still 6 electrons will be in the form of what? Lone pairs. Here also chlorine has 7 valence electrons. Out of 7, 1 electron given here. Still 6 electrons will be in the form of lone pairs. Now on this chlorine, how many lone pairs there? 3 lone pairs. On this chlorine, 3 lone pairs. On this tin, 1 lone pair. Now totally how many lone pairs? Tell me. Totally, not on central atom. Totally, how many lone pairs? Lone pairs will be 1 here. 3 plus 3. Totally 7. So 7 lone pairs there. And how many bond pairs? Here 1 bond pair. Here 1 bond pair. 2 bond pairs. Is that clear? So like this, number of lone pairs, number of bond pairs we have to check. Number of lone pairs and number of bond pairs. Total number. Sometimes they ask you what? Only on surrounding atom. On the central atom, how many lone pairs? 1 lone pair. On the central atom, how many bond pairs? 2 bond pairs. But if they ask total number of lone pairs and total number of bond pairs, we have to take like this. If they don't mention central atom, in the question, we have to take all the lone pairs. All the lone pairs of all the atoms we have to take. Is that clear? Yeah, next. See here. Suppose I'm taking here one ion, suppose chloride ion is there. Chloride ion. So it is larger in size. Now here, from this chloride ion, if you want to remove 1 electron, suppose. If you want to remove 1 electron from this Cl minus, some amount of energy required, that is called what? Ionization enthalpy. Okay, some amount of energy required to remove electron here. If you want to remove 1 electron from this Cl minus, the energy required is called what now? Ionization energy or ionization enthalpy. This ionization enthalpy, suppose here plus X kilojoules, suppose. What is given here? Plus X kilojoules per mole. How much is given here? Plus X kilojoules per mole. Is given what now here? The ionization enthalpy of what? Cl minus. Ionization enthalpy of Cl minus. Then ionization enthalpy of Cl minus, when it is given, they will ask you to calculate what now? Electron gain enthalpy of Cl